Hi Falcons, it's Katy, your FSU President. Today I'm joined by Nuj from Counselling and Accessibility Services, who's going to highlight ways in which Fanshawe is there to support our students through these tough times. Welcome, Nuj.
Thank you so much for having me, Katy. Really excited to be on.
Of course, we're really excited to have you as well. So, moving on to the questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready for you.
Awesome. So the first question that we have is, what exactly is counseling?
I think that's a great question. There can be some mystery around what that looks like. And so counseling is a process in which two people come together and have purposeful conversation about personal concerns and goals. And part of the reason why I think counseling can be so hard to describe is because it does look very different depending on the person who's needing the support. And everyone has different needs. And so for one student, that might look like coming together with a counselor to make a plan to address their presentation anxiety, where for another student, it might look like working with a counselor to accept a difficult, potentially even painful scenario in their world, like the loss of a loved one. And so counselors work with students to create those individual goals, as well as collaborate with them to bring those goals to life. And it's really important to mention that these services are confidential. I know that's important to know for a lot of folks, as well as free of cost to Fanshawe students.
Thank you so much for that answer, Nuj. So moving on to the next one, what can students expect from counselors?
Another great question. And so what does counseling look like? What's going to happen when we come in, right? And so counseling is a collaborative process in which you meet with a trained professional who's there to help when you need it the most. And so more often than not, folks will come to counseling when they're experiencing some distress in their life that's beginning to impact other areas. So that could be things like school or work or even relationships. And counselors will really work with the student to explore their thoughts, their feelings, how they've been coping, what's been working, as well as what's been challenging. And then they'll come together to create that plan to improve the situation. And that could involve things like more appointments with the counselor. It might involve referrals to other services in the college or even in the community.
Thanks, Nuj. So the next question that we have is from a student at Fanshawe who wants to know, who will know that I am seeing a counselor if I were to seek the service?
Another great question. It's really important to know who has access to that information. And so everything that you do share with your counselor is confidential, and it's kept within the Counseling and Accessibility Services team. And what that means is that we won't be sharing your personal information with any other college department or with any other party without your consent. And that even extends into our online systems. So professors and other Fanshawe staff who aren't counselors are not able to access your counseling information online. And sort of all of that to say is that confidentiality is important. And counselors aren't just trained in privacy and confidentiality, they also spend a good amount of time thinking about how to protect the confidentiality of their students. And it's quite a privilege to be able to hear the vulnerable thoughts and feelings of students. And so at Counseling and Accessibility, we want to make sure we honor the trust that they're putting in us when they share their personal information.
That's good to know.
Yeah, important stuff.
So moving on to the last question, which is basically the most important questions for our students. It's, how do I access counseling at Fanshawe?
For sure. You got to know how to get to the service that you want. Great and important question. And so we really do endeavor to be here for you. We want to be just a phone call or an email away. And so if you prefer phone, you can always call in and chat with our lovely front desk staff to make an appointment at 519-452-4282. Or if you prefer email, you can always connect with us at counseling@fanshawec.ca. And so that's counseling with 2 L's at fanshawec.ca. And know that we also do have same-day appointments for more urgent concerns. And if ever you're looking for information on us, if you Google Counseling in Fanshawe, ours is the first hit that comes up, and all our info around our services, as well as how to contact us, is all up there as well.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Nuj. And I really think that the information that you were able to share today is really going to help our students, get the support that is needed during these testing times. So thank you so much for being a part of Coffee with Katy.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for doing what you do.
Of course. And to our viewers, thank you so much for watching Coffee with Katy Counseling Edition. I'll see you soon. Until then, take good care.